The one you tell me that you could just plug in on the outside?
I know what you're doing.
Thank you. Now, where do I put this for this to be hidden, or just take the label off it?
You can take the label off.
Yeah. Yeah. You gotta pay to be on TV.
You gotta be pay for commercial.
Yeah, you gotta pay to be on TV.
Let me pay you afterwards.
Well, hello and welcome to Freedom March. There's no need to adjust your television set. It's me. I'm Levan Miller. And no, I'm not in studio. We are on the picturesque backdrop of the Resorts World Bimini. And behind me, I'm sure you can see the wonderful canal front that's in the background there. And of course, depending on which angle you look at it from, you might actually even be able to see the Millionaires Row. I'm working on trying to see if someone will loan me a house over there on Millionaires Row, because I haven't reached the part of my life yet where I'm able to live on Millionaires Row. So if they lend me the house, then maybe I'll be able to go over there and live for like a half a day and then go back to my normal life. But we're very happy to have you join us here today on Freedom March. We have a special show for you today. Like I said, that we're bringing live all the way from Porgy Bay, Bimini. We have a wonderful list of guests that are supposed to be with us today. There's actually a competition that's happening today, the Neil C. Ellis Circle of Excellence Award competition. It is an oratory competition that was started by Bishop Ellis, and we're going to talk about that and a whole lot more on Freedom March today. And then, of course, we meet the who's who's of Bimini. Among the list is the island's administrator, the principals of both the primary schools here at Bimini. At some point, we will see His Grace himself, Bishop Neil C. Ellis, who will come and visit us on the program, as well as a list of many other people here in Bimini who are making the Bimini backdrop as beautiful as could be. I'm not really sure if I'm laying low in Bimini. I think I'm on the 3rd floor. That's kind of high. I don't think anything else in Bimini is as high as that. But for as long as I'm here, I intend to have a good time. Freedom March is going to be here, and once we get back, we've got our more show planned for you on the next side of the break, right here at Freedom March on ILTV Studios. Whether you are joining us on 224-112, or on 103.5 FM, The Beat. Wherever you are joining us, you know I don't say it to you that are already tuned in. If you're already tuned in to me, there's no need for me to tell you the call signs. Please call your friends, tell your friends to cut off whatever else that is they're watching, because, I mean, what else could they be watching? Come and join us over here at Freedom March on ILTV Studios. We're going to the break. We've got more on the next side of the break. We'll see you soon. Don't go anywhere. All right, and welcome back to Freedom March, all the way from Poggy Bay, Bimini. I don't know what the rest of the words of the song says. I just know the last piece that says, "Come go with me to Bimini." That's all I know. You know, this is how you know you're getting old. Anyway, I'm joined here today, not in studio, but at the Resorts World with Mr. George Weech, who is a former member of Parliament for Bimini. Mr. Weech, how are you, sir?
Good afternoon. I'm very well, thank you.
Good to have you. Good to have you. I'm happy to be in Bimini.
Nice to have you here.
I'm always happy to be in Bimini. And if you all are looking to adopt any half Biminites, please consider my application.
You have an open invitation.
I appreciate that. So I mean, we're here. We're at the Resorts World. It's a wonderful day outside at the Resorts World Bimini here in Poggy Bay, Bimini. And I was very excited when they told me that you were going to come because I wanted to find out, you know, these kinds of events. You know, Bishop Neil Ellis is down here. He's putting on the Neil C. Ellis Award of Excellence speech competition. It's our third set of competition. This is going to be the third inductee into the Circle of Excellence. You've been the Member of Parliament in 1982, again in 1992. What do award ceremonies, programs like this one mean to communities like Bimini?
It means a great deal. I just want to also extend my appreciation to Archdeacon Neil Ellis for putting this on. He was very graceful. He is what we call the son of the soil, a native of this Poggy Bay Bimini that you're talking about.
Bimini boy.
Bimini boy. And I'm exceptionally proud of him and what he is doing. It's a great deal for the island of Bimini and the students, and it's just my hope and prayer that the students that are involved would embrace the opportunity and do the best they possibly can. And even if they only share 50% of Bishop Ellis' production, they'll be doing extremely well because he has proven to be a consummate leader, a tremendous ambassador for Bimini and the Bahamas as a whole.
Wow. Now, you had a historic take of Bimini. You've been the Member of Parliament in 1982. You've been the Member of Parliament in 1992. Tonight's competition, the theme is Bimini,
yes,
the land of endless possibilities. Right. And, you know, it's easy to dream, you know, in the now, but people like George Weech have seen 1982 Bimini. Yeah. They've seen 1992 Bimini. They've seen some of the dreams and aspirations of Biminites. They've seen some of the things that they never thought would happen in Bimini.
Exactly.
The real estate that we sit on now, 20 years ago, wasn't in Bimini. And so when you hear the theme, Bimini, the land of endless possibilities, as someone that has had an opportunity to be in Bimini circa 82, Bimini circa 92, Bimini circa 2002, Bimini circa 2022.
Right.
Are there still that many possibilities left here?
Well, never in my wildest dream I would have thought in 1982 that what we are looking at here now in our surroundings and the changes that have been made. I never would have thought in my wildest dream that Bimini would have been to the stage that it's in. In 1982 and before then, of course, that's the way that the song Lay Low in Bimini. Bimini was a little quaint little town where you would come to get rid of all your traffic, get rid of all the telephone calls, and this would be the place that you could come here and let your hair down,
right,
have a few at the corner bar,
right,
and then go home and enjoy television and your family, and of course take part in what festivities is involved in the community.
Right.
But today now it's Bimini is totally different.
A magnificent splendor. I
Yes,
mean, we're
indeed.
here at the Resorts World, and this is, by every estimation I have, I mean, state of the art. It is par excellence. The view is both captivating and breathtaking. I mean, if I woke up to this every morning, ILTV Studios would have a difficult time getting me in the studio. We would have to just do all the shows right out here. I'd never leave.
Yeah.
But because you've seen so many possibilities, because you've seen the growth, because you've seen the development on Bimini, you've seen Resorts World come out of the ground. I understand that there are countless other projects ongoing. Funny story, I landed at the South Bimini Airport this morning, And I drove out to South Bimini Airport, and I said, Jesus, they got paved road. So I cracked the joke with them, right? Because my grandmother, she was 86 when she died, about 10 years ago. Every time something nice happened, she used to say, boy, it was like Miami. So I told them, I said, boy, I come to South Bimini, man, this road nice like Miami. But so you've gone through the days when much of it was just dirt road, when some of it was just brush, and the development isn't what it is now. What do you say to the 11-year-old, the 12-year-old, 6th grade student that is still looking towards Bimini's tomorrow and the possibilities that can unfold? Are there any words of encouragement to that generation from a man that has seen 1982?
Well, if you notice when you came in, we are now being upgraded to a brand spanking new airport building and all its surroundings compared to what we originally had, which is still there for the time being until they make the changes. My advice to the young people of the day, fortunately enough, when we were at high school age, most of us had to go off to go to school.
Okay.
In this day and time, we have evolved in such a state whereby we can do our high school studies here on the island, and with the extension of the Resort World and the other construction that is going on and is on the surface, they're able to stay home for a period of time, and unless and until they want to be able to explore the outside world to make sure that they get a combination of what exists home as well as what exists abroad. But luckily enough for them, compared to in my time, they're able to look at the possibilities of remaining home and expanding.
Right.
And the options are here available for them.
Yeah. So the Neil C. Ellis Circle of Excellence Award is an award, for those people that do not know at home, is an award of written and oratory skills.
Right.
And every year, a cohort of 6th graders are chosen, and they are asked to write a speech. That speech is sent to professional judges to be judged.
Correct.
That speech is then put in placement. Those writers are given a 2-week opportunity to practice, rehearse, memorize their speeches.
Okay.
And 2 weeks later, they get to come before a conference room packed of Biminites and onlookers who will witness them orate the speeches that they've written.
Right, yeah.
The winner of that speech goes on to be an inductee into the Neil C. Ellis Circle of Excellence.
Yes.
That inductee goes on a full ride 6-year scholarship to the Gateway Christian Academy High School here in Bimini. And so I just wanted to tie that in so that the people at home know that the program is helping the children, but it is also assisting the local Bimini community by helping its residents be able to stay at home, be able to get local education, and not have to leave their families at such a tender age.
Exactly.
Yeah. And so because Bishop Ellis came to Nassau as a 6th grade student.
Yeah.
Right. And so 50 years later, through his wisdom, he thought that he would pass that on to other 6th graders and allow them the opportunity that brought him to Nassau, and subsequently that turned into what we now know to be the life of His Grace Bishop Ellis.
Yes.
Yeah. Here's another thing. I know that there are 2 schools, right? There's the Louise McDonald Primary School, and then there's the Gateway Christian Academy Primary School.
Yes.
Does George Weech have any horses in this race this evening?
Not particularly. I am a product of I'm a product of the Roman Catholic institution.
Okay.
And they're no longer on the island.
Okay.
But no, I won't have any horses in the race. I will be very neutral.
All right. Well, we've got Bimini. We've got the Louise McDonald Primary School Best and Brightest Orators.
Of course.
Taking on the Gateway Christian Academy's Primary School Best and Brightest Orators.
Yeah.
And Mr. Weech, I guess we'll see once the dust settles and the smoke clears.
Of course.
We'll see who will become the next inductee into the Neil C. Ellis Circle of Excellence.
Certainly.
Yeah. So I'm very happy that you were able to join us here today. Any final words?
I'm very appreciative that I was invited to come and sit with you. Let me, in all sincerity, extend my sincere sympathy to the Rodney Monka family, and I think you're doing a fantastic job in his replacement.
Thank you.
And I must say that there is no second Rodney Monka.
Indeed.
Rodney Monka.
Indeed.
It's a class all by itself. I know him very well, and
Yes.
it was always a pleasure sitting and talking with him. And he was someone who kept you on your toes at all time. And I want to extend my congratulations to you and wish you the very best.
Thank you. Well, I will tell you this. When Bishop Ellis joked with me that he wanted to bring the show to Bimini, I joked back with him and tell him I'd have my bag packed and be to the airport and meet him there. I'd sleep there the night before. So I'm very excited again to be in Bimini and to have an opportunity to sit with people like yourself who are pioneers of what we now know to be the modern Bahamas.
Yes.
And so we thank people like you for your service and for what it is that you've contributed to a place like Bimini over these years. All right. So George
I thank
Weech,
you very much for being here, and
My pleasure.
certainly appreciate you.
My pleasure. Mr. George Weech, former member of Parliament for Bimini and the Berry Islands at one point. It's an interesting little story. At one point it was Bimini, then at another point it was Bimini and the Berry Islands, and you know, they move these invisible lines and things change and times change and people change, and it's always good when you have people like Mr. Weech who have been around, so they know what was, they know what is, and they have a continually renewed view of what could be. And as you move around a little place like Bimini, what you will find, and I said it to them on the ride in today, I said, I see plenty of construction, but Bimini only this big, so we'll be putting all these things I see them building. And so they said to me, we'll be building things on top of things now. And so, you know, even that speaks to what the economy here in Bimini is doing. It speaks to what the locals here in Bimini are doing. It speaks to just the endless possibilities, like tonight's theme suggests. And again, if you look at the resorts world, if you look at what's happening on the ground here, if you look at what's happening in and around South Bimini, if you look at the airport project that's taking place, I mean, it's just, I had an opportunity to domicile in Bimini for about 7 months. What was that? 12 years ago, when I was more attractive and younger, and well, I still have a full head of hair, but you get what I'm talking about. Bimini was still then a bit more quaint, a bit more fishing villagey. It was still a little slow town. I will tell you that 11 years removed, that's not the case. You go in and around the place, it's bustling, there are tourists everywhere. I mean, the vehicle traffic has picked up. The landscape is changing. I don't even recall seeing any residue from the recent fire. I'm going to go back into the community at some point tonight and take another look. But from what I can see, all appears well in Bimini. And I think tonight's theme is quite fitting, that the possibilities in Bimini are indeed endless. And to the bright minds that will compete tonight, I think many of them may or will emerge as Bimini's tomorrow leaders. And I think those tomorrow leaders, I don't know where they can get the land from. We got to figure that out. We got to figure out how they can get the land. But those tomorrow leaders, I believe, will create a Bimini that will eclipse the Bimini we see today. And that is why Freedom March is happy to be down here. That is why we were so excited to come and partner with Bishop Ellis on this occasion. And it's just, I don't know what to say about it. It has been absolutely fascinating. And so tonight there are going to be 6 competitors. There are going to be 3 of them from the Louise McDonald Primary School. And then there are going to be an additional 3 of them from the Gateway Christian Academy. And so, like I said, whoever wins the competition tonight, they will be draped in their colors or in their official ceremony dress, I guess it is. The purple Circle of Excellence stole. They will get their trophies. Of course, let me send a special shout out to my friends at BTC, because they will also get gifts from BTC. Of course, there's also anticipated to be a special gift from His Grace, Bishop Ellis, and then the overarching gift, the 6-year scholarship to the Gateway Christian Academy here in Bimini, where they will have mentorship and partnership with the assets and the resources that Bishop Ellis has available to him, both here in Bimini and in New Providence. And, how did I forget this? And the winner of tonight's competition gets to travel to Nassau for a full paid weekend, and they get to visit both the Minister of Education and the Prime Minister of the Commonwealth. These are the kind of things that they wasn't doing for 7th graders when I was a 7th grader. I don't know. Maybe I'll go in grade 7 again. But when I was a 7th grader, the only thing we had was softball. I could go play softball. I think I could do that. Every now and again, I don't know, a little bit of music. But certainly, these are the kinds of events, the kinds of opportunities that you feel in the community when you come around. As soon as you land, people kind of know why you're here, which is another thing that always fascinates me about the Family Island. If news houses could get information around as quickly as Family Island people could, we may not need news houses, because as soon as you're on the ground, they know exactly why you're here. I'm not exactly sure who told them, but it's very exciting to see the faces of the people light up. It's very exciting to see the faces of the staff at the hotel light up. Mr. Stubbs, who is down here as the general manager, he is absolutely amazing, fantastic guy, who has been taking really good care of us down here at Resorts World while we're here. And of course, Administrator Arthur, who's going to join us on the program next, is always, again, a wonderful sight to behold whenever we get down here in Bimini. And she always extends, the absolute courtesy. I may not want to come back. Sebas, sir, you don't think we could do the show one more day from right here? Look at it, Chief. You really think I should have to come back? Because I don't think so. And if you let me do it from here tomorrow, guess what? You'll have an opportunity to look at this when you cut on the TV. And imagine what kind of joy that'll bring to your heart. I like the idea. I think you should like the idea. So we're going to run it by you and see what you think. But outside of that, we have a program tonight that begins at 6. And hopefully we'll bring you some of that. We'll see. We'll see if we can squeeze it in. But stay tuned. Don't go anywhere. This is Freedom March. I'm Levan Miller. I think you can hear the jingle. If you can hear the jingle, don't move the TV. I'm going to be back. Don't move the radio either. I don't want you all playing slick. And call your friends. And tell your friends, come join us over here on Freedom March, because there's nothing else on TV to watch. And besides, look at this backdrop. I want you all to join me here on Freedom March as we speak to more members of the Bimini community, the administrator, the principals, and the inductees of the Bimini Ellis Circle of Excellence. Don't move. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Freedom March. Thank you so much for staying with us through the break. I'm Levan Miller here in Bimini. I practiced in how to say it like how Biminites say it. Biminites somehow take that second I out that's unnecessary in their view. And it's not Bimini. They say you in Bimini. And so now I've got it. That's one more point added to my Bimini residency status card. I'm working on getting that. And who better to work on it with than the island's Administrator Arthur. Good afternoon. How are you?
Good afternoon. I'm great.
Welcome to Freedom March.
It's certainly a pleasure to be here with you.
Yeah.
Yes,
So, Bimini, how is it? I mean, what they say you come to Bimini to lay low, but I'm willing to bet there's not much laying low going on in Bimini these days.
They say once you come to Bimini, you can't stop. Once is not enough.
Wow. And even twice you don't see all the stuff.
You got it.
So you've been the island's administrator for how long now?
2 years. This month
2 years.
actually made 2 years.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Wow. And what has it been like transitioning into a small community like Bimini, where everything is so niche and everyone knows everyone, and you know, sometimes that gets interesting trying to maneuver. But for all intents and purposes, Bimini is a very thriving economy with an undescribable amount of tourist activity.
Yes.
What is it like having such a small island with such a large economic impact?
Well, you know, I'm no stranger to island life, you know,
Okay.
because, you know, being an educator, you travel, or you get transferred to different islands
Right.
to work. So the small island life is fine. I'm used to it.
Okay.
I'm used to it. But Bimini is very small, but like you say, it's large with
Right.
touristic activities,
Right.
and having so much tourists on the island at one time, it's almost like, who would ever think that Bimini could get a traffic jam?
Yeah. I saw it this morning. It was funny. Yeah.
Yes, indeed. Bimini gets traffic jams because,
Wow.
you know, you have so many golf carts on the island, you have so much cars on the island, but it's okay. It's okay. Like I said, I'm no stranger to family island life, and just balancing the amount of activities on Bimini along with the tourists. It's just so much.
It's a lot of fun and excitement
Yes,
here as
it
well.
is.
We're here on the Resorts World Canal, right on the Millionaire Row, I'm told. And I see people with big boats and plenty of engines. And I said, wow, it must be beautiful to be in Bimini. Like, you just get in my boat with 6 engines
Exactly.
and go out to sea. And it's so delightful.
It's a beautiful place.
Yeah.
Bimini is a beautiful island.
So we're here again to do the Neil C. Ellis Circle of Excellence
Yes.
Award. You were with us on last year.
Yes, I was.
And tell us, what was your experience like last year?
Well, last year was my first time, and I had such a beautiful time. It was so enjoyable, especially watching the children display their talents,
Right.
you know. And speaking, public speaking is never easy.
Right.
Even myself as an administrator, every time I see a camera or something, I get nervous.
Yeah.
So I can only imagine those poor little children standing
Yeah.
before an audience
Yeah.
and giving such beautiful speeches.
And a panel of judges.
Yes, exactly. So it's not easy.
Yeah.
And I know I've been there. So
Right.
I know what they're feeling. I know
Right.
the jitters, the nervousness. I've experienced them all. So I could understand the way they feel. But it was so beautiful. I truly enjoyed myself last year.
Yeah, so in our first year we had this show, and last year we had Little Mikhail, right?
Okay.
And I tell people it's amazing how powerful a little stick of dynamite can be, because she was what I call the runt of the litter,
yes,
right?
she was.
I mean, the tiniest little thing.
Yeah, she was.
It was so adorable. You know, they get draped with their stoles afterwards. And she was so tiny.
Tiny.
The stole barely fit. Like it was almost big enough to go straight up on
Yeah,
her, right?
yeah.
But she came out and delivered a
Powerful
speech.
Powerful speech.
Yeah,
Powerful.
and I'm looking forward to possibly seeing a do-over.
I want to see what they have planned for us tonight.
Yeah. So tonight's theme, Bimini, the island of endless possibilities.
Yes.
You've been here 2 years as the island's administrator. You've seen a lot of what has happened, what can happen for Bimini. What are some of the things you anticipate you'll hear in the speeches tonight?
I'm sure they'll probably talk about tourism.
Okay.
You know, that's like you say, that's probably top of all of their speeches. Tourism. A lot of our tourists, they come in and they enjoy themselves, and some of them they bring they share their wealth.
Sure.
They do share their wealth with Bimini. For the children, the schools, they always bring something for the schools, always leave something for the schools. So tourism, which should be one of the things that they talk about tonight. What else could they talk about? The land of endless possibility.
The land of endless
You know, this is a
possibility.
small island, but they have rich dreams.
Sure.
Rich dreams. You know, these children they're smart.
Sure.
And so I'm sure that they want to go off to college one day. So that itself too as well, having the opportunity to win tonight so that they can get an education to go off to college. So that could be one aspect of their speech.
So you've seen Bishop Ellis. He's come 3 years now. We've done the Neil C. Ellis Circle of Excellence Award. We've inducted people into the circle. What does that mean from an administrator's level when you see these kinds of things happening on your island? What does it add to just the general feel of people on the island?
Opportunities. It gives our children a chance to display their talent, to show what they're made of. And I just want to say thank you to Bishop Ellis for bringing that opportunity to Bimini, because without that, some of these children wouldn't have that opportunity.
Yeah.
Not at all.
Yeah.
And so I just want to say thank you on behalf of the Department of Local Government. Thank you for bringing that opportunity for our students here and allowing them to showcase their talents and to be able to compete against colleagues, against themselves.
Any shockers last year? Any shockers last year for you? I know we had Mikhail. Well, actually, are you looking? Mikhail was the shocker for me. Anyway, last year.
For me too.
Are you anticipating any shockers this year?
I don't know, because I honestly don't know who's participating.
Oh, it's going to be a surprise.
Yes,
for you.
it is a surprise.
Oh, wow. Well,
I really don't know who's participating tonight at all.
Well, I'm going to put you in a bit of a hot seat here, Madam Administrator. We have the Louise McDonald Primary School.
It's Bimini Primary, actually. The Louise McDonald is the high school.
The Bimini Primary.
Yes, the Bimini Primary.
And we have the Gateway Christian Academy Primary School.
Yes.
Any horses in the race, Madam Administrator?
Well, you know.
You gotta bet your hand.
Gateway is where I worship, so.
You gotta bet your hand. You can't just sit to the table.
My daughter goes to Gateway, to Gateway, so.
Okay.
You know, I know she's going to be here tonight to pull for her school.
Indeed.
So,
Indeed. And of course, they've added the People's Choice Award. So that gives Biminites an opportunity to come out, to be in the room, because that's the only place you can vote, to scan their QRs, to get on the voting platform, and to vote for who they want to be their champion.
And mind you, the public school is there to me too. So
yeah, I like the way you cleaning this up.
I can't be biased. I really can't be biased
because
I'm
watching you clean
the
this
public
up.
school, because I taught in the public school for over 30 years, and so. You know, they're kind of dear to my heart as well.
Okay.
So, like I said, when I see who's in the race, I don't know. That may be a shocker for me.
Oh boy. Well, so we're gonna see. We're gonna see.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. I mean, year number 1, the Bimini Primary School came out packing a punch. Deshaun, he came out. I mean, swinging, all guns loaded.
Oh, wow.
Last year, of course, you know, Mikhail was already with Gateway.
Right.
And she just continued on in her studies there at Gateway. So, who knows? We 1-1. We 1-1.
Let me ask you, so how is the competition? Does it get better?
The competition has gotten, I mean, incredibly better over the time that we've been doing it. And certainly we've seen expansion in the writing. We've seen expansion in the oration. We've seen, I mean, it's just interesting to watch it evolve and to see it turn into the thing that Bishop Ellis conceptualized. It's always amazing to be in a room talking about smart things. It's an entirely different thing to come out into the open air and watch smart talk turn into something that is tangible, that is real time, that you can actually measure, that you can test your failings, you can make the adjustments, and you can begin to count your successes. I think the Neil C. Ellis Circle of Excellence Award is doing exactly that. And I mean, I couldn't imagine it turning out so well. But hey, I mean, Bishop Ellis is involved, and so, you know, after 40 years of excellence.
Exactly, himself,
I mean, I guess it is only reasonable to expect that that the Circle of Excellence would turn out to be something
Great.
of worth
Yes.
and of merit.
Yeah.
And so, Madam Administrator, I know you got to go to get ready
Yes,
to
sir.
come back in,
Yes, to
your,
come
in
back.
your administerial role.
Yes.
And we thank you for joining us here on Freedom Watch.
Well, thank you for having me.
We look forward to having you
Yes.
in Nassau at some point. And whenever you're in Nassau, please come and visit us over by Freedom Watch.
I will.
And whenever we're in Bimini, we can come visit
Yes,
you.
sir, most definitely.
We
And I just want to
appreciate
say condolences to the family
Yeah.
of Rodney Munker.
Yes.
You know, he has our heartfelt condolences.
Yes.
No one can replace Rodney.
It's a tall hill to climb. That's all I can say about it.
It certainly is.
Yes.
It certainly is. Yes.
Yeah.
No one, shoes. He left some big shoes to fill.
Yeah. So, I mean, we are continuing to do our very best over here.
Yeah.
And we continue to try to provide the kind of content and the kind of product that people can look forward
The
to.
spiritual advisor here with you?
The spiritual advisor. The spiritual advisor he wanted to use the remedy Elijah used.
Oh.
We come on Western Air, the spiritual advisor still trying to get rapture over here.
Lord.
But we're working on it.
Yeah.
We're
Okay.
working on it. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Administrator Arthur.
Yes,
And
thank
we
you.
appreciate you for having us here on Freedom March. And so
Yes.
we've been talking to Administrator Arthur, who is the administrator here on Bimini, who has been the administrator here for the last 2 years, who always extends the greatest level of courtesy to us here in the Neil C. Ellis Circle of Excellence Committee. And when we get on the ground, I mean, she rolls out the proverbial red carpet. She always ensures that all of the things that we need are in place. She always ensures that all of the instruments that are under her charge are available to us. She actually loaned us her accommodations over at the George Weech complex the year before last. Was it last year? Last year. And so we're very happy. We're very happy to have Administrator Arthur, who indeed is certainly a friend to the Neil C. Ellis Circle of Excellence, who is certainly a friend to the award, and who we look forward to having partner with us for the remainder of the Bishop Ellis has said that it'll be 6 years, and I'm not sure, but we'll see. We'll see exactly what happens, and maybe 6, maybe 8, maybe 10, maybe 12. Who knows? We'll work on it, and then the bishop will let us know what he thinks. But I'm about to be joined in studio. Not in studio, because I'm not in studio. I'm in Bimini. I am Bimini. What studio? You see the wonderful picturesque backdrop behind me. That's Bimini Waterway, y'all. For those of y'all that ain't never been to Bimini, that's what the waterway in Bimini look like, and that's where I am today. And I'm about to be joined by the initial inductee into the Circle of Excellence and the second inductee into the Circle of Excellence. And again, like I said, tonight we're going to have inductee number 3 into the Circle of Excellence. But I will certainly let them introduce themselves to you all, because I want you to see and to hear them speak and see how well they do that, because that's exactly why they are where they are. You're going to see them draped in their colors, and that's going to be hopefully exciting for you. So what they get to wear as inductees into the Neil C. Ellis Circle of Excellence is a purple drapery, and it has a little medallion, and it has it's fantastic. I love it. I don't know how it could be so wonderful, but I love it. And so they joined me here this afternoon on Freedom March here in Bimini at the Porgy Bay at the Resorts World complex in Porgy Bay, Bimini. And Deshaun was the name of the first inductee, and then of course little Mikel is the name of the second inductee, who is trying to get on set. I promise you that's what's happening. We're almost done. And we will allow you all to meet them right here in Bimini at Resorts World with us. And I think they're ready. Are they ready? Are they ready? Good. So let's go to the first inductee, Deshaun. How are you?
All right.
That's good. Introduce yourself. Who are you?
My name is Deshaun Cooper.
Deshaun Cooper.
I'm currently...
And you are?
I am.
You are at the...
Neil C. Ellis Award.
You are the Neil C. Ellis Award inductee.
So,
And you're a student over at
Gateway Christian Academy.
Gateway Christian Academy. And I have also with me little Mikel, yes?
Yes, sir.
And you are Mikel
Hanna.
Hanna.
Yes,
And
sir.
you are also an inductee
Yes, sir.
into the Neil C. Ellis Circle of Excellence.
Yes, sir.
And a student over at
Gateway Christian Academy.
Gateway Christian Academy. How's that been going for you?
Amazing.
It's been amazing.
Yes, sir.
You know, I just told them about you a few seconds ago. I told them, I said, last year, I remember that there was this little person, the tiniest person in the room. And then all of a sudden, unbeknownst to me, this little person comes out and I mean absolutely delivers a completely mind-blowing speech. Do you remember what was going through your mind at the time?
I was shocked, nervous, happy. It was all type of emotions all at once.
Yeah?
Yes, sir.
And how did the practice sessions go with you?
It was long.
It was long.
It was very long.
Yeah.
But it was, overall, it was good, and it taught me no matter how long or like no matter the time limit, just be the best of yourself, and hard work pays off.
Oh yeah? How have you been enjoying what is it now, 1 year over at Gateway?
Yes, sir.
Is it, now you always went to Gateway?
Yes, sir.
Is it fun to be able to still be there with your friends? And,
Yes, sir.
Yeah?
Yes,
That's
sir.
really cool. What about you, Deshaun? Now you came from Bimini Primary,
So,
and you went into Gateway. You were the first of the inductees, and now you've got little Mikkel to kind of look over and make sure she doesn't get into too much trouble all at once.
so
How's that been turning out?
it's been great. You know, I enjoyed my stay at Gateway.
Yeah.
It's an amazing school. Helped me grow spiritually, helped me grow mentally and physically.
How are the activities over there? I see. So for those of you that do not know, when I met Deshaun Cooper, he too was about, I don't know, maybe like 4'11", and then we went away for one summer and we came back and they said, "There's the inductee," and I said to myself, "Who is the inductee?" They said, "There he is." I said, "Who he?" Deshaun. I say, "Which Deshaun?" "That Deshaun." "What that Deshaun?" They say, "Deshaun, the inductee of the Neil C. It's not this grown man. Who is this grown adult man that y'all bringing up telling me some foolishness about Neil C. Ellis? Y'all please, not for my sake, for God's sake, go get me the inductee." And then they tell me, "No, this is the inductee." How did the growth spurt happen, Deshaun?
I have no idea. One
just-
summer,
you just grow 6 inches.
I just grew. Like,
Wow, that's amazing. Well, listen, if you want to lend some of that growth spurt, I've always wanted to be 6'2". I got about 4 more inches to get there. I lying. I need about 7 more inches to get there. It's a little white lie, right? Won't kill anybody. So, but if you got like 7 slack inches, knocking around somewhere, don't hesitate to call me.
all right.
All right. So what have you been getting into? Which of the subjects have you found at Gateway Christian Academy that have been the highlights of your stay there?
I personally like science.
Okay.
Whether it be anatomy or general science,
Okay.
it seems like easy to understand.
Yeah.
I feel like if basketball don't work for me, I can find a good job for that.
Okay. Have you been doing any more writing and any more speaking since being inducted?
Not really much.
Yeah.
No.
You've been into science a whole lot. And sports.
So
Yeah.
sports,
Basketball.
basketball,
Any track.
strictly basketball.
Just basketball.
So
All right. What about you, Mikhail?
I tried volleyball.
How come you
for-
didn't grow 9 inches like Deshaun? I thought it was a gateway thing. I thought you just go to gateway and then gain 9 inches. I wasn't sure.
He had 2 years. I only had 1.
Okay, so when I come back next year, you'll be 9 inches taller.
Might be.
Okay, I can hold you to that. So what have you been up to?
Nothing much.
What about the speaking and writing? Have you been getting into any of that?
Not a lot.
Okay.
Just sometimes.
Okay. And what are your favorite subject areas now?
Health science or social studies.
Social studies. Okay. And have you began to think about, like, what do you want to do in junior high school, and then what do you want to do in senior high school, and then what do you want to do in, like,
Not really.
no?
Only
getting your foot in
junior high school.
Junior high school. So what are your goals for junior high school?
To get I don't really have much plans.
You know?
Not really.
Okay. But you're enjoying your time at Gateway.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you're gonna do that. You're gonna go and enjoy your time at Gateway, and then did you make the trip last year to Nassau?
Yes, sir.
Tell us about that.
It was amazing. It
was amazing again.
A delight.
Oh wow! So tell us what exactly did the trip consist of?
It consisted of meeting Neil C. Ellis himself,
Okay.
meeting his museum, meeting the Prime Minister, and also having fun
Oh yeah? Where did you stay?
at Breeze's Hotel.
Oh yeah?
Yes, sir.
Was that also amazing?
It was very amazing.
Oh wow. Did you take your mommy with you?
No, sir.
No? You ain't take your mommy?
No,
Oh
sir.
Lord. What about you, Deshaun? Did you get to come to Nassau to do the tour?
Yes, sir.
What all did you do?
Man, we used to stay in at Breezer, so I mostly eat a bunch. That's what.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
What about the visit to the Prime Minister? You were a part of that?
Yes, sir.
How was that for you?
It was great for me because some people don't really get that type of opportunity. So I
Yeah.
feel very, good about that.
How does it feel to be taller than the Prime Minister?
Feels good. I taller than most people, so.
Oh wow! So did you get an opportunity to engage him? Did you talk to him? Did you tell him about basketball and your ambitions there?
Not really.
Okay. You also toured the museum.
Yes, sir.
How was that for you?
The museum was good. I was surprised when I see myself in it. So,
I'd see that. Well, now you're in a museum.
so
Yeah. Did you also stay at the Breezes?
yes, sir.
Yeah. How was that?
It's good. Like I said, free food. So
Free food is always a good thing.
it's a good thing.
Free food is. So if there was one thing that you could say about your school, Gateway Christian Academy, why should somebody tonight competing want a chance to win an opportunity to go to Gateway?
Because even the teachers, right? They don't only try to get you to do better academically.
Mm-hmm.
They can make sure you know what to do, what's right in life, and try to get you to grow physically and get closer to God.
Okay.
Because
And you think that's very important.
spiritual connection with God is important. So,
Okay. What about you, Miguel? If there was one thing that you could say to any one of the competitors tonight that are going to come out and are going to get an opportunity to deliver their speeches, and if they needed one word of encouragement as to why they couldn't miss this opportunity and why they should go out there and give their absolute best tonight, why they should deliver a Mikael Hanna kind of speech tonight, because Gateway is so amazing. What would you say to them?
Because Gateway, it helps us to excel and helps us to soar higher than a lot of places.
Oh yeah. What do you think? What do you think makes you happiest about going to Gateway?
The amazing teachers, the education, and my principal and vice principals.
Okay.
And
Your principal is
my
who?
friends. Gilbert Rule the second.
Okay, and you say he's a wonderful principal.
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, it's good to have you here on Freedom March with me, Mikael.
Thank you.
And Deshaun, it's good to have you as well.
Yes, sir.
And I'm going to get an opportunity to meet this amazing principal that they keep telling me about, Mr. Gilbert Rule the second, you said,
Yes, sir.
who is going to join us when we get back on the next side of the break. But do you have any closing words, any final words? What does being an inductee into the Neil C. Ellis Circle of Excellence mean to you?
It means that I have to continue to excel and remember to keep God on my side at all times.
And what about you, Deshaun? Being the initial inductee, what does being in the Neil C. Ellis Circle of Excellence mean to you?
For me, it means I have to strive to do better. Since I am the first winner,
Yeah.
it encourages me to set a better example for other inductees.
So you're getting your second inductee. It's a lot of headache, a lot of responsibility. You got to take care of them. That's probably why you're so tall. So how does it feel to have yet another one of your Circle of Excellence inductees coming behind you, in your wake, for you to kind of be the beacon for 30 seconds?
Feels good, great. Like I said, I have to strive to do better for myself, set a better example for them, make sure I carry myself good, my demeanor, how I treat others, and how I carry myself.
Yeah. All right. Well, appreciate you all for coming, Mikael.
Thank you.
Deshaun. We look forward to whoever the inductee will be tonight. I'm excited about it. Are you excited?
So
You excited?
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, we're here at the Resorts World Bimini. I on the Millionaire Road, y'all. I can't stop saying that. I want somebody over there to lend me one host. But anyway, I think y'all can hear the jingle. If you can, don't go anywhere. They can't hear the jingle yet. I don't think y'all can hear the jingle. But We have more show planned. We've got the general manager, I think I get that title right, of the Resorts World Bimini, who is going to join us shortly. But we do have the principal of Gateway that's going to join us right after the break. And then we'll have the general manager for the resort. And then we're going to have one of the businessmen from here, down here in Bimini, who's going to come and join us shortly. And then, of course, at some point in the show, we should hear from our special guest. And we're inviting you to stay with us through the entire show as we go on with the Neil C. Ellis Circle of Excellence Award here at the Resorts World Bimini, as we drape the newest inductee, as we give them their trophies and their gifts, courtesy of BTC. Shout out to BTC. Let me say a special shout out to Indira Corley and Ajna Rose, who always do so good at taking care of us. Anyway, don't move. We'll be right back on the next side of this break. I'm David Miller. This is Freedom. Welcome back to Freedom March. I had to make sure you all see the whole canal. That's how I feel every time I look at it. I don't know how I can convince Mr. Sebastian. You're such a wonderful person. I don't know if anyone ever told you how amazing you are as a human being and how delightful it is to know you. But if you are considering, I would really like to wake from here every day, just, you know, in case you was considering, this would be a wonderful place. Just putting it out there. I just saying, I don't know. I think that it'll certainly help the freedom marchers to live a life that is, you know. So please, if you could send me here to Wake more often, I would be happy about that. Anyway, that's enough of that. The principal of the Gateway Christian Academy joins me. He is indeed the person that is responsible for the guidance of the inductees into the Neil C. Ellis Circle, and certainly the principal of the academy where the scholarship lands, and he's actually been giving oversight to the inductees. Of course, he has responsibility for the whole school, but we're using Gateway as the catalyst school for the Neil C. Ellis Circle of Excellence, so that children from the Bimini community do not need to leave Bimini to go and get wholesome secondary education. And so he joins me here not in studio. I'm not in studio. I'm on the waterfront by Millionaire Row, on the picturesque canal, and not in studio. Mr. Gilbert Rule II, the principal of Gateway. Good afternoon, sir. How are you?
Good afternoon.
Welcome to Freedom March.
Thank you for having me.
So how has it been to have little Mikel, little Deshaun, walking through the hallways of Gateway?
Well, both has been unique experience. Deshaun being the first inductee came from Bimini Primary.
Right.
And so it was great welcoming into the family. And then Mikel, who would have been at Gateway her entire life, was able to continue her education. Both journey were different, but both of them get the same attention, care, love, and the guidance that they need. And so the experience has been pretty great. And of course, one being a male, one being a female, to see how that, and it's just amazing to see the evolvement, how they evolve over time. As you know, Deshaun has went from a 5 foot.
From a runt?
Yes.
Like 4'11".
Yes.
When I saw this big adult man, I said, who is this big adult man?
Absolutely.
I couldn't believe it.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's interesting to see. I mean, 2 years ago, he was about shoulder height, I think it was. I come back here, and I shoulder height to him, and I said, I have to ask Gilbert Roll, what he feeding these children in the school?
Absolutely. And he's a big part of our junior boys basketball program. They won championship. Okay. And so it's not just educational. He was able to develop and to unlock his athletic ability. And so this scholarship not only helped him academically, but also athletically, which is another opportunity for young people.
Yeah. So I heard them talk, both of them talk about their love for the sciences. Of course, you know, the Neil C. Ellis Award is an award largely centered around people and their ability to write, their ability to communicate, their ability to speak impromptu, their ability to kind of, you know, orate extemporaneously is what they would call it.
Of course.
But it sounds to me like there's a whole lot more going on down there at Gateway, and both of them give great credit to their teachers. But there was one common thread. They talked about the spirituality and the need for closeness to that spirituality that they find in Gateway, and that was something that they both found impressive. Tell us a little bit about how important is catering to the whole man over there at Gateway Christian Academy.
Absolutely. That's what Gateway Christian Academy is all about. Firstly, we believe that if anything is going to have success, God has to be the center of it.
Indeed.
And so that is something that we stress, that the Bible is our #1 book in the institution, above all the science, the math. We believe that once God is center, everything else can grow from that. And so whether in math, science, commerce, basketball, God is going to be center of that. You know, that's who Gateway Christian Academy is.
Sure. So Bishop Ellis has said that we're going to do 6. I don't know. I'm nudging him to let's do 10. We'll see, right?
Let's one year at a time. It's fine.
But what does it mean as the principal of Gateway to have been in place during a time when the Neil C. Ellis Circle began, to have direct oversight over the children in the circle, to kind of watch the circle expand? This year you're going to get your 3rd inductee. watching them kind of mix and blend, like you said, Deshaun coming from the public school, Mikael coming from Gateway proper all of her life, and then kind of watching the amalgamation of them, now to have an additional inductee, and like Deshaun has said, he's got to focus a little bit more on his own personal traits because he realizes that there are inductees that are in his way. But for you, the principal, what are some of the things you kind of are hoping to sharpen with the initial and the secondary inductee that you hope will be a beacon of light to the third inductee coming this year?
Well, the first thing, this is a full circle moment of what Gateway Christian Academy is all about. As Bishop's story, he had to leave Bimini. When my parents would have started the institution in 2001, most persons, myself, I had to finish away as well.
Okay.
And so one of the purposes was to have educational facility in Bimini that students, number one, don't have to leave to get a quality education. And so once that would have happened, to see it happen in full circle, that students are able to get a 6-year scholarship within our institution, we want to allow them to see, even as we have been doing in the past, to see that students can finish school in Bimini and matriculate straight into the work field, straight into college, and having a quality and having the character, having the consistency, or having the skills that they can go in the real world and function right here from Bimini if they don't have that opportunity to leave. And so a part of what we do is we try to develop the whole man. So when they would have leave our institution, they are world ready.
Okay.
If there's more college, masters, doctors, then yes, go for it. But we want them to be ready when they would have leave the institution. And so to have 3, this is a part of the process to see. I'm excited of what year 6 will look like. Because, we'll be able to look back and see Deshaun was here now. What it'll look like to see he's getting a full scholarship to university. And so I look forward.
He's got his eyes set on basketball.
Yes, he does.
Yeah.
He works hard, so you never know what God can do.
Yeah, indeed. So I have to do it to you, Principal, because either way, they eventually end up as yours, right?
Yes.
Tonight is a big night, Principal. We've got 6 people up to bat, and only one person can emerge as the inductee. You got any horses in this race?
No, sir. What I look at it for Gateway Christian, it's a win-win situation.
Indeed.
We cannot lose. If it's one of our primary students, they get to continue at our institution. If it is someone from Bimini Primary, it's still a Biminite, and they still get to be a part of the Eagle's Nest. So whoever wins tonight,
you got a golden horse.
Whoever wins tonight, I celebrate them, and we welcome them a part of the family.
Indeed. Well, I look forward to seeing you at the cloaking part of the ceremony, where whoever the newest inductee will be will get to be draped in their colors.
Yes, sir.
We thank you for making sure that they understand the importance of having their colors and having them worn at ceremonies kind of like this one and opportunities like this, so that they set themselves apart. Because if you set yourself apart, then it makes it even that much more important to maintain the standard at all times. And so, Principal Rule, again, we appreciate you over here at the Neil C. Ellis Circle of Excellence.
Thank you so much.
We also appreciate you over here on Freedom March for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
We thank you for coming, and we look forward to seeing what the end of the night will bring.
Absolutely. Welcome to Bimini, and I hope you could come here again.
Convince my boss named Sebastian. Tell him you want me to come back next week. Just say it right into the mic so you can hear it.
Let him come back next week.
Thank you very much, Principal Rule, for joining us here on Freedom March. We're not going anywhere, but my next guest should be the general manager of the Resorts World, who is going to tell us about some of the fun and excitement that's happening here at Resorts World. It is an absolutely mind-blowing piece of real estate. It is a wonderful place to be. I wish they could actually just name one of the rooms after me so I could come to Bimini and just go to my room, right? So when somebody tells me I must go to my room, I could just get on a plane, come to Bimini, and come to my room. And so he's going to join us, Mr. Stubbs, who will be with us shortly. And then we have, I think, a Mr. Allen, who's a businessman down here in Bimini, and they're doing, again, all sorts of amazing things here in Bimini with the local Bimini economy as Bimini expands and grows, and transforms into, I guess, whatever she will be in her final stage. And tonight's theme, Bimini, the land of endless possibilities. We will get to hear and talk and see and think and feel some of what it is sixth graders believe Bimini can be, right? We will get to hear them suggest to us what their idea of Bimini's tomorrow looks like. We will get an opportunity to sit and to be fascinated with their oratorical skills. We will get to sit and actually imagine through the mind of a sixth grader what Bimini in a fullest form could be, should be, and may become when they are where we are now presently in our ages, etc., etc. And so we're looking forward to that. Again, if you're just joining me, I'm here in Porgy Bay. Watch this, Bimini. See how I sound like a Biminite? If you put two I in it, you're putting too much I. If you say Bimini, I know you ain't from here. But if you come down here and people say, welcome to Bimini, that's how you know you're talking to a Biminite. All right, and so we're in Porgy Bay, we're at the Resorts World. Look at the backdrop, man. It is absolutely breathtaking, and you should come. What you should do is you should get a boss like my boss, and then you should tell your boss to send you here to Resorts World, because, I mean, how could you mess it up? It's unmess-upable, yeah? Indeed. And so we're joined now by Mr. Stubbs, who is the general manager down here at Resorts World. Good afternoon, sir. How are you?
A very pleasant good afternoon, and good afternoon to Freedom March viewers.
Welcome to Freedom March.
Welcome.
Yeah, we're so happy to have you.
Thank you.
Listen, if you're looking for somebody to test out hotel rooms for you, I volunteer in myself.
I will keep that in mind. I will certainly keep that in mind, and when you come down, have you to volunteer to test out our rooms.
Oh, okay, yes, I want to sign myself up as the official volunteer. You know, once you put official in your title, that's it. Nobody
Absolutely.
can deny that.
Accepted.
Indeed. So let me first say thank you for having us here at the Resorts World. It is an absolutely breathtaking view. Resorts World has added, in my mind, something that was unimaginable to Bimini. I was here 14 years ago. This didn't exist. 14 years later, it does exist. And what does it mean to the community of Bimini for the Resort World to be here?
I mean, the impact of what Resorts World has done here on the island of Bimini has been so tremendous that it means a whole lot. It means a new way of living here in Bimini. The tourism arrival has certainly increased tremendously.
Yeah.
As we sit now, we had a cruise ship in port, celebrity who came to our shores, and that's one of the more significant growth and experiences that we have experienced here in Bimini. With the arrival of our cruise ships, it's a new piece of business that has come our way, and we're just doing tremendous things here at the property. We have Valeria that brings over 600 guests to us every Wednesday, Fridays, and Sundays.
Wow!
And as we sit now, you can see we have Boston Villa. We kicked off our group business for the summer. We've recently hosted our Midnight Express group. Boston Villa is currently with us. We had Marie and Max, who was here some weeks ago, on the Bahamas Poker Run.
Wow.
And so we're doing some great things happening on the island of Bimini.
Yeah? Is that what all of these fancy fast boats are about?
That is what they're all about.
Wow.
That is our summer business. We have a lot of boating groups that comes our way. And I've been here for 12 years, and they've been coming up since I would have been here.
Yeah.
And we've seen it grown. We're expecting more to come. And certainly, one of the things that has happened here in Bimini is, and often in most of the family islands, when you speak of a hotel on the family island, you wouldn't think of a resort like Resorts World.
This is magnificent.
And so people ask you, say, well, Greg, tell me about the hotel. I say it's difficult to describe simply because everybody has this perceived view of how things ought to be in their minds. And so I say you have to come and see it.
It is state of the art.
Absolutely.
It is creme de la creme, par excellence. I mean, I can't find a flaw. I can't find a single flaw with the Resorts World. I mean, even if you all had just let me stay on the balcony, I'd be happy with that.
It'll treat you much better than that, my good sir. We will certainly treat you much better than that. But one of the other things that happens here in Bimini is, we've hosted some great events here. We have been fortunate enough to have hosted for 2 years running now, the Adrian Fox birthday party event that kicks off our January and propels us into our year. Yeah, the Bimini Pharmacy brings so much great energy and resources and talent and exposure to our property. And I want to thank him so much for coming down here and celebrating his birthday with us here in Bimini. Looking forward to possibly doing so in 2026. Okay. I'm also excited to share that this is our second year hosting the Bishop Neil C. Ellis Award of Excellence.
Indeed.
He a great Bahamian, a great gentleman, and it's a great thing for the island of Bimini, particularly the students. And talking about students, I think we have an organically grown hotelier, an industry professional in the likes of our Ambianca Francis, who stood next to you, who is going to share with us as well what Bimini and this hotel has meant to her, and how she would have grown since coming and joining our hotel.
Very good. So, Miss Francis, is it? Well, welcome to Freedom March.
Thank you.
We're very happy to have you.
Glad to be here.
Tell us a little bit about Resorts World and how it has shaped the now Bimini that you are living in, working in, contributing to.
So, I'm a Biminite. I've grown up here all my life.
I can test it now. Say Bimini.
Bimini.
Yes, she's one of them.
Yeah, I'm from Bimini. I'm from Bimini. Yeah. And I started here at 16.
Okay.
Right. I came out of school at 16, and then I started a summer job as a towel attendant.
Okay.
Right. And then when I became 17, I became a permanent employee.
Okay.
Full-time employee here. And then I got this information that they were training Biminites for the casino.
Really?
Yes, free of cost for Biminites.
Wow.
Did the training, and then I had to wait till I turned 18 to get my gaming license and start working on the floor.
Okay.
Once I became on the floor as a dealer, I did 3 years. I dealt all the games at the casino. We got craps, roulette, blackjack, baccarat, tree card, poker. I learned all of the games.
You don't mess around. Keep going.
3 years into dealing, I became a supervisor, table game supervisor. And I've been supervising for almost 7 years now. And now I've been doing training here of my own for new dealers and upcoming persons. I train them.
So you're like a super dealer? Wow.
So I'm growing with the business. I've been here 12 years now. So I've seen the growth. I've watched this hotel got built, all of this, everything. So I've seen everything.
When you grew up in Bimini as a little person, and you recall what Bimini was then, did you ever imagine this?
No, never.
Yeah.
It's really grown. Bimini is getting there on the map. We're getting out there, the schools, the resort, we're getting on the map. So
Tonight's theme, Bimini.
Yes.
The island of endless possibilities.
Yes.
Now, I had Mr. George Weech on earlier in the program with me, and he talked about 1982, and he says, man, they could have stopped at 2000, that would have been enough for him because he couldn't imagine the things then.
Yes.
And here you are, I imagine about 4 decades younger than Mr. Weech is. And you're saying that where Bimini is today is something you couldn't imagine.
Yes.
Tonight we're going to talk to a bunch of 11-year-olds that are going to tell us what they imagine Bimini can be.
Oh, yes.
And what are you anticipating we'll see tonight?
Like you say, endless possibilities. So we're going to see them seeing all of the experience to be able to see people coming from all over the world, you know, just to be able to, like I say, be on the map. Bimini is there now. So we were like not very small, so we're not noticeable to other parts of the Bahamas or even other parts of the world. So being able to be on that map and being able to be seen, it's a wonderful thing.
15 years ago, if someone had told you that you would be a certified casino dealer, if you was living in Nassau, we would have called you a wheeler and a dealer. But here in Bimini, a seasoned casino trainer. Could you have imagined that possibility?
No, never in a million years.
Wow. and so there are more possibilities to be had here in Bimini.
Yes,
and the line ain't growing, but the opportunities appear to be growing. I don't understand how this is happening.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Bimini's so big.
Yeah. The Biminites are out. They're participating in their economy. They're participating in the Resorts World. But being somebody that's kind of built into the fabric of Resorts World now, the culture that it's built, the people, what do you think Resorts World means now to Bimini?
Well, it's a good opportunity for people looking for jobs, experiences. You know, you could, for me, my job, it could take me anywhere in the world.
Wow.
I could work to any casino in the world.
Wow.
So it's opportunities and possibilities out there just being here, working at the resort.
So you get out of school, you get into the hotel industry. Is Resorts World a wonderful place to come for opportunities?
Wait, you see how beautiful this is?
Yeah, if you just come here to wake every day.
This might see, like I could look outside of the casino and see this.
Every day?
Yes.
You want to switch job? Yeah.
She works in paradise.
Yes.
You know, they put me in one little room. It's 4x4, I think. And the whole room is cushion.
Oh,
I say they must put all this cushion in here in case I go crazy. But they would never let me come up to wake out here. I don't know.
I could just look right outside and I could see all of it.
Well, I have to ask, Mr. Stubbs, I hear you say y'all have boats out here for the weekend. The Whaler people is here. And y'all had, who y'all had last week?
We had Midnight Express, people. We had Marine Max. We had the Bahamas Poker Run.
You don't have no job opening for Fast Boat Tessa Odyssey?
Absolutely. Come on down. We could, I know you have either Sabas can get you one or we can find one for you. But certainly we will want to see more of this. I really appreciate being able to host your Freedom March show here.
And we're very happy to come.
And I'm looking forward to doing much more of this. And
you heard at Sabas, they said they want us to come back.
So I'm certain that he has the resources to do so. Come on down and be more a part of this, man.
We're very happy to be
showcase the island of Bimini.
We're very happy to be
the
here.
sleeping gem of the Bahamas.
Well, so here's the question, right? How does something this magnificent blend into, and this may be a question that you can help me with, blend into the sleepy, quaint, slow, lay low culture of Bimini? Because the minute you drive past that gate, boy, this a resort. This ain't no joke. If you've never seen this, once you get past that gate, this ain't no sleeping village no more. This is a full-fledged resort.
Yes, everything comes alive.
How does the marriage work, though?
It just works. The people. Like I say, definitely the people coming to the island, it's the people for sure. Just, being able to see people coming back and just being able to enjoy this island. Yeah, it's a beautiful thing.
Do you encourage more people to get into the casino, card playing, that sort of stuff?
It's exciting. My job is exciting.
What is the most exciting part of it?
Just the nightlife. Everything comes alive at night.
Really?
Yes.
So don't tell the bishop that I'm coming back downstairs. Make sure the bishop don't hear this. I'm coming back downstairs when night fall. All right?
Yes.
I think Bishop will be sleeping there.
I believe so.
You'll be sleeping.
So you make sure you don't tell him.
Okay.
All right. And I'm very happy to have you all here on
Yes,
Freedom March with me. Because, this is 15 years ago, I couldn't imagine this.
Me either.
And whoever imagined it has done a tremendous job.
Yes.
Mr. Stubbs, you are doing a wonderful job down here.
Thank you.
And let me, on behalf of the Neil C. Ellis Award, say thank you for always extending such warmth, always extending such kindness, always opening up the full extent of Bimini's allowances to us. And I'm sure that Bishop Ellis appreciates that as somebody that is with the committee. I certainly appreciate coming. Because it's nothing like when you go somewhere and the people are nice to you.
That's the experience.
Yeah.
That's the experience.
My granddaddy would say, that is a something.
And that's what makes the experience. It's the hospitality that you receive. And I know when you guys first got here, you had your personalized check-in area. Just give make you feel special.
Yeah.
And that you are indeed our guest, and we want you to feel special.
And you walk up, and they offer me a little refreshment. And I said, they do this for everybody.
That didn't cost you anything.
I'm not a dime.
Not at all.
Matter of fact, I say I can drink it slow just to make sure. So I drink it slow because I say, they tell me I have to pay for this. I can tell them, but I ain't feeling it. Right? But I drank it, and then they said, are you going to go take the elevator up to the room? And I said, we are going to take the elevator up to the room. And then they took me to the room, and I got to the room. And I looked at the room, and I said, but Jesus, this is a nice room in there. And it's just been wonderful. I love everything about it, yeah.
One last thing before we go, but I must plug this in here. So in October, I think the weekend of that 17th to the 19th, we're looking to host, we want to do something for the Nasubians, for the persons from Grand Bahama, and Abaco and elsewhere. We want to host a old school R&B event.
Okay.
And so we want to take it way back to when music was really music.
Okay.
And you could have go for a drive.
This is before Pookie them.
But way before Pookie them.
Yeah,
man.
Pookie them.
And go for a nice drive. And the car had one seat, you and the lady up under each other. And the music was
when
playing.
love was simple.
Very simple.
I like you if you like me.
And that's it.
Take yes or
and
no.
after the music is over, you know it's going to be a yes or no.
Yeah, I like you if you like me.
But I love the old school. I'm young.
You grew up in that kind of time?
My mom.
You write the little letter, you fold it in half.
Teddy Pendergrass say turn off the lights and light the candle, and before you get home, you know exactly what was going to happen.
Take yes or no.
So we're going to bring it. We're going to take it way back then to in October. So we're going to invite persons to come on down, be part of the experience, enjoy it, and I think it's going to be a great deal of fun.
Now I can come back in October. I can leave the bishop when I come.
I think we need to leave the bishop. We need to leave the bishop back in Nassau.
Okay.
All right.
Because the bishop got bishop things to do.
Indeed.
And I don't want to bother his schedule.
Indeed.
All right.
Indeed
So we're very happy to have you, Mr. Stubbs, and I'm Bianca. So good to have you. And congratulations on being one of the locals that are trained in the gaming industry. I'm sure that you're going to be a pioneer in your field, I'm sure. And we look forward to great things in the future. Yeah.
Next segment.
Okay.
Who do you want?
Mr.
Allen.
Allen.
Right,
All right.
I didn't wait. That's it.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, my good sir.
My pleasure.
Yeah, give me a comment.
I think my producer left me. I wasn't sure what happened on that last break. But hey, we're very happy that you're still here with us. Welcome to Resorts World Bimini. The picturesque view on the harbor. I don't know. I got to get me one job here. I ain't sure what I could do. I could be a boat tester outer. That's the job I want. But I'm joined now with Mr. Craig Allen, who is from Lighthouse Investments, Lighthouse Group of Companies. And they are doing business down here in Bimini.
Yes.
And they're doing some very fascinating things, I'm told.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about what exactly you have going on down here in Bimini and with or on the Resort World property.
Okay. Well, before I came on to speak with you, I just received the keys from Mr. Stubbs.
Okay.
So we're going to be expanding into what was at Fisherman's Village, what was the old gym, 3,000 square feet. It's now we're going to transform that into a rum cake factory and souvenir shop. This will be our 16th store in the Bahamas, 1/6. And what we are doing, guided by our visionary founder, Caleb Oughton, is trying to produce the rum cakes and create an interactive experience within the store, so that when visitors come to Fisherman's Village, they stay in that area more, because that area is just so much untapped potential. The whole island is untapped potential.
Well, I want to tell you
the whole
this.
island is just bursting at the seams with potential.
Yeah, I want to tell you this. Caleb Oughton must be a genius.
Oh, he's
you
a
wanna
very
know
smart
why?
guy.
Because when it was a gym, I wasn't coming. But all y'all do is turn it into a rum cake factory, and look at that. Y'all even need a single piece of advertising. I'm ready to go check it out now. It sounds genius to me.
We just got the keys, so construction will begin very shortly. When it's ready for full launch, you are invited. And about that job,
I could be a rum cake tester.
A rum cake tester.
You see that I have all kind of job opening down here in Bimini.
A rum cake tester.
I could be a rum tester outer, a fast boat tester outer, and if those two fail, I'm coming back to be a rum cake tester outer. Sure. All right, and so when are you anticipating the official launch?
Construction, all things considered, maybe about 3 months down the road.
3 months down the road.
Yeah.
And these are going to be right at the Resorts World.
Right there at Fisherman's Village. I shot from here. And it's going to be all made there at Fisherman's Village. The products are going to be made on the island. Yes.
How do you anticipate that the local community? I suspect the tourists will check it out, but how do you anticipate that will affect the local community?
Okay, directly jobs.
Okay.
Directly jobs. Secondarily, we're talking about an area where in the evening time you want to carry a lady out and have some maybe seating on the outside where they could have something, come in the evening time, just ice cream or, another place to resort to.
That's wonderful, because Mr. Stubbs was just telling me about the thing they having in October, the Golden Oldies thing.
Right.
And he said he inviting all people from Nassau
to
come when they have that.
Yes, sir.
So, Sebas, we got to come back for that. And I also told him I leave in the bishop. I can't bring the bishop to that. Right? So I'm going to leave the bishop. I'm going to come to check out the Golden Oldies.
Yeah.
And now you see, me and Soul fans can come and get rum cake too?
Yeah.
This sounds fantastic.
Very soon, you're always willing, we can get this thing started.
Okay. And so, you said jobs. How many jobs are you anticipating?
Well, the rum cake factory in Nassau and Freeport, which was a major tourist attraction, we had 15 to 20 people permanently at the store.
Okay.
And that was just operating within daylight hours. This one might be more because remember we also want to do evening hours.
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
And your engagement with the cruise ships that are now coming, and I understand
that is developing.
Okay.
That is developing, but right now the majority of people from the cruise ships they have to come to Fisherman Village. You see. I think with Virgin Atlantic we are exploring the possibility of doing something so that they can bring traffic there as well.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. And so we're going to look for that October-ish.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Caleb Bowden is the spearhead.
The genius behind
genius
it.
behind it.
Yeah, yeah.
And you are the muscles.
I am the muscle. I'm
okay. and October, I coming back to look for my rum cake tester outer job.
You got it.
Right. That's hold on now. That's only if the fast boat tester outer job ain't available. I want that one place. All right. But Mr. Allen, it was certainly a pleasure to have you here on Freedom March.
Okay.
Please give Mr. Caleb Bowden our regards.
Yes,
we do
sir.
look forward to the rum cake factory coming here to Bimini.
Yes,
I can't wait till it's here at Resorts World. And you tell
Yes,
Caleb
sir.
Bowden I say, he is a genius already. Because someone thought a gym should have gone there. I ain't never been to that.
Okay.
But the minute he put that rum cake factory there,
yes.
he could guarantee.
Yes.
I'll come check
he
it out.
is truly a young Bohemian who's been blessed with many good ideas.
Yeah.
And Yahweh has blessed him.
Well, let him know that the Neil C. Ellis Circle of Excellence appreciates him very much.
Okay.
I'm very happy
and
to have him.
it was such
here
a pleasure to meet you for the first time.
Yeah.
Just such a pleasure to meet you.
The pleasure is mine.
Yeah, such a
the pleasure is mine.
Okay,
all
sir.
right. So we've got some more show planned for you. Thank you very much.
Okay,
Mr.
sir.
Allen, for
Thank you,
coming.
sir.
We're here. We're at Resorts World, and what would the show be if it was all about Bishop Neil C. Ellis? If it was all about the Neil C. Ellis Circle of Excellence, if it was all about Resorts World hosting the Neil C. Ellis Circle of Excellence, if it was all about the inductees into the Neil C. Ellis Circle of Excellence, if it was all about the Biminites attending the Neil C. Ellis Circle of Excellence Award, what would it be like if we, here at Freedom March, at some point didn't see the need to actually go and send for Bishop Ellis? And so we're expecting him to join us here on set in a couple of seconds, kind of just to come and tell us what is the Neil C. Ellis Circle of Excellence Award? You know, why Bimini? What does he hope to see happen? Who does he hope to affect? You know, I want y'all to ask him for me, when does he think it'll end? Because I tell Bishop, let's do 10. If Bishop could guarantee me that we can stay by Resorts World in this room every single time I come, I say, why stop at 6? I say, let's go to 10. Okay, and so we're going to have the principal of the Bimini Primary School, and then, as they would say in church, and then after that, the next voice you will hear will be that of the man of the hour himself, Bishop Neil C. Ellis. So we're joined this afternoon by Miss Mills, who is the principal of the Bimini Primary. Now, I had the other principal from the other school, and he had talking all kind of things. And I tell him I have to ask him if he have any horse in the race. And he had a very slick answer. He says, oh, no, I don't have any horse in the race. You know, I'm happy that it's Biminites, and I'm happy that it's Gateway. I feel like he practiced that answer home. But you are the principal of the Bimini Primary.
Yes, sir.
And you have 3 of your top hitters competing tonight for an opportunity to be inducted into the Neil C. Ellis Circle of Excellence. What does that mean for your school?
Oh, it's just a wonderful opportunity. We are just so delighted to have this second chance because we were able to participate last year. And so it would really be a great thing if we were to win this competition this time, and it would be a motivator to the others coming up that this is something that they can actually achieve. And so we're excited about this tonight.
Do you think the 5th graders there are looking on tonight with great anticipation for what could happen?
I invited them. I'm not sure if as many of them as I would like would attend, but they are aware of it, and I think they're just a little bit shy. Yeah.
Okay.
But we do have some high flyers in grade 5 who I think will do well.
All right, so now I got to ask you the question. You got any horse in this race?
We have the best of the best.
Ah, boy, would you look at that? We are doing the very best we can with the assets there for us. I like those kinds of answers. So I'm looking forward to seeing what happens. You know, the first year we had someone from Bimini Primary. The second year we had someone from Gateway Christian Academy. So they 1-1 now.
Okay.
This year, it's the tiebreaker. We got to see what they do. We had a male one year, and we had a female one year. So this year, it's the tiebreaker.
Wonderful.
We got to see what they do there.
Yes.
I have
looking
no horses
forward to
in the race. But I'm very happy to see both schools participating. I'm happy to see the children engage. We read through their written pieces, absolutely wonderful written pieces. I look forward to seeing them execute on those pieces tonight. And you know, when the dust settles and the smoke clears, we'll
yes,
see
we will see exactly who will be winner.
All right, and so...
But they're all winners. That's one
they
good
are
thing.
Already
they
all
are
winners.
already
Indeed,
winners.
They are already
yes,
all winners.
and there's one of them that, I mean, he is our most improved student, one that
Wow.
persons would have written off.
Wow.
And so we are just so extremely proud of him.
Yeah.
For being in this competition this evening.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. And just tell us, in our final moments, what does the Ellis Circle of Excellence Award do to a community like Little Bimini, and that does for a school like Bimini Primary?
I would think that it should inspire other business persons in the community to want to give back. The Bishop Ellis is giving back and investing in something that is so important to education for our future leaders. And so for Bimini Primary, just to be in the spotlight, Little Bimini Primary, you know, we believe in excellence.
Sure.
And so just to be able to show what it is that we can do tonight is a great opportunity.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, I would say I pull in for you, but that doesn't mean I have a
No,
horse
you
in the
can't.
race. So we look forward to see what happens once everything settles. Tonight, when we cloak or when we drape the newest inductee, I hope to see you in the room.
Thank you so much.
And please do not forget to invite all of their friends and all of their families who come to click onto the QR code and to vote for their participant of choice, because there's also the People's Choice Award. And you could leave with something.
Yes, trust
could
me,
leave
I have
with something.
shared it. I have shared it, and so it's just for them to follow through.
All right.
Yes.
Well, I'm very anxious about what's going to happen tonight. I look
Yes.
forward to all of the speeches here at Resorts World this evening.
Thank
Principal
you so
Mills.
much for this opportunity.
My pleasure to have you.
All right.
All right. So you heard it. Principal Mills say that she ain't got a horse in the race. She say that, you know, they're all already winners. And so I just could take her at her word, because, you know, if I was the principal of the school, I would just pull for my school. That's what I would do. But on a small island community like Bimini, you can't get away with that all the time. So you got to say, you know, that we're pulling for all the Bimini children and that we want all them to be winners. But if I was the principal, I can tell you right now, I was pulling for my school. But I'm so happy I'm not the principal. So I get to pull for the two school and nobody could ask me nothing. Anyway, we're here at Resorts World Bimini, in case you're just tuning in. We're here for the Neil C. Ellis Circle of Excellence Award. We are here to induct the newest member into the Neil C. Ellis Circle of Excellence. And again, like I said, what would all of that be for if we couldn't at least talk to Neil C. Ellis? Bishop Ellis.
Hey!
How are you, sir?
Oh, man, I'm as fit as a fiddle.
Fit as a fiddle.
And I'm excited about tonight.
Yes.
Yes.
What are you anticipating? I told them in year one, Deshaun came out. I remember in the written pieces, he was almost ahead of the race, and then he came out at the speech competition and landed it.
Yes.
And then last year, we had little Mikhail, the very smallest of the pack.
She was so tiny.
He's the smallest of the pack.
The sash was almost bigger than her.
Correct. It almost went straight around her. But she came out and delivered a powerful speech.
And she's been a good representative of the Neil C. Ellis Award Circle of Excellence this past year.
Wow.
Yeah.
What are you anticipating tonight, Bishop?
You know, Lehman, it is a peculiar thing going on tonight. I've not seen this happen in any kind of competition or event with school children for many years. We have 6 contestants and 5 are males.
Wow. Wow.
There's only 1 female. So the top 3 students of one of the schools were all males.
All male, yes.
And then in another of the schools, the top 3 was 2 males and a female.
Right.
And incredible.
And so, Bimini, the land of endless possibilities.
Yes.
That is the theme tonight.
Yes.
We spoke to Mr. George Weech earlier in the program, who told us that, you know, he was the Member of Parliament in 1982. And,
Yes.
you know, by the time as he had become Member of Parliament in 92, he thought he had seen everything. And then by the time as 2002 had come around,
Yes.
you know, and so for him, what exists today, he couldn't have imagined.
No.
What are you anticipating hearing from 11-year-olds tonight, and what they can see?
But let me leave in. I'm not sure what they could see,
Yes,
but
sir.
let me tell you what I saw.
Yes, sir.
Versus what I'm seeing now.
Yes, sir.
Where we sitting right here, right now.
Yes, sir.
This is where me and my other brothers came to catch crabs.
Correct. Okay.
This was nothing.
Yeah.
So this hotel for the most part is on humanly built land.
Wow. So that's where all the new space coming from.
Well, on this side.
Okay.
On this side. So and as you go up further, all that was just bush and swamp. And they have amazing developments up here. I remember I came here for the grand opening. I came here, Perry Christie was Prime Minister at the time, and I came along with him. He was gracious to invite me. And I think I did the invocation or something. But I came here, leaving when I walked onto this property, and I saw an escalator.
Yeah. That's big time.
Oh, for God's sake, I was brought to tears.
Yeah.
I see an escalator in Bimini.
In Bimini.
Let me tell you what is the other most amazing part of all of this for me. When I grew up, and everybody in Nassau who knows me know I come from Poggy Bay. I don't make no bones about it. I'm from Poggy Bay.
Poggy Bay.
But this was one of the poorest areas of Bimini. What you need to understand is Resorts World and all of that, all of this, this is in Poggy Bay.
This is in Poggy Bay.
This is in I have lived long enough to see the poorest part of the island become the most developed and most income earning and revenue stream earning for this whole island. One shot within 20 years.
Yeah.
Man, God is good. So when you talk about endless possibilities, I can't even imagine what these children would be able to imagine. Because I know as a child, I never saw any of this. I thought I had good imagination.
Yeah.
But this beats me.
So it was 50 years ago. Then Lyndon Pindling, Premier of the Commonwealth, that met little Neil, brought him out of Bimini because of his oratory skills and ability. Why the Neil C. Ellis Circle? Why the composition? What does it mean to Bishop Ellis himself?
Let me say to you, Levan, in 1972, when I was finishing primary school in Bimini, my father had made it clear to me earlier in the year that he was not going to be able to afford to send me to high school. A couple of my other brothers who were older than me had the privilege. Daddy said, "We out of money, son. We out of money." So after high school, I was going to have to, after high school, after grade 6, I was going to have to find work. Some sort of way to make a living for myself because I was not going to have the opportunity. Bimini didn't have a high school at the time. But leaving that same semester, that same period, I was selected to represent the Bimini School, all-age school, at what they call then the Clement Bethel Arts and Drama Festival. This was in Nassau. I went to the Dundas Civic Center. I had to portray this act of being a lawyer in a courtroom defending a client. And thanks be to God, I won the competition in the Bahamas. And so because I won the national competition, when Mr. Pinlin was making his official visit to Bimini that year, the school recommended this national winner give the welcome address. So Mr. Pinlin came. The welcome address was for about 3 minutes, written by one of the teachers. So I had nothing to do with the content. All I had to do was learn it and deliver it. And I said to people over and over, it's an amazing thing when you consider the fact that a 3-year speech written by somebody else changed the trajectory of my life. Because once I delivered that, Mr. Penland asked, who is this boy? I can still see my daddy jumping up. That's my son. Right? And he said, bring him back to me. And he said to my father, this island is too small to contain this little boy. And Mr. Penland offered me not a government scholarship, a personal scholarship to attend high school in Nassau.
Wow.
That's how I showed up at St. John's College. I remember the check he wrote. I wish we had a copy of it. I remember the check he wrote to sign up and pay for the first year. At the end of the first year, Mr. Henry Bowen was the member of parliament for Bimini at the time. He invited Mr. Henry Bowen to pay the second year.
He invited him to pay?
Yes, indeed. And Mr. Henry Bowen, being the good politician that he was, complied with his leader's request.
Indeed.
And by the third year, God had worked out another plan for me where I was no longer in need of external help because he had shifted again the trajectory of my life and landed me in another place, and the rest is history.
Wow.
So 50 years later, I felt as I was getting ready to retire now from Mount Tabor Church, I felt it's now time to go back and do for some other children what the Lord allowed Mr. Penland to do for me.
Okay.
And the good news is they don't have to leave the island like I had to.
Right.
There are now 2 high schools here.
Yes.
But we elected to go with the primary, with the private, high school, and give them a 6-year scholarship as their major prize.
Tonight you're going to get the 3rd inductee into the circle.
Yes.
What does that mean for you? I remember being in the room with you as you conceptualize this thing, and now you get to watch, the baby ain't born, the baby done born, this baby walk, this baby got teeth now.
Yeah.
How does that feel?
Well, I don't want to go any further, Levan, without giving you the credit you deserve. Because I was talking with you one day and giving you my story, and the idea for the birth of this circle of excellence actually came from you. So, and together we, along with Dr. Jerry Ferguson, we conceptualized the whole process, and now it's actually 4 years later.
4 years later.
1 year because of the pandemic. We didn't have the contest, but I'm looking, and I saw the 2 young people on your show earlier, draped in their sashes, representing that they are winners in the Neil C. Ellis Circle of Excellence. But tonight, we crown yet another one.
Another one.
This is incredible now because in addition to watching the development of it, it's also incredible to me to watching the expense of it increase.
Yes.
Because after tonight, we're going to be paying for 3 people.
School fee.
Yes.
Wow.
So, but it's a joy to be able to come back, pay it forward. With the children, the grade 6 children of Bimini, who I'm so very, very proud of.
And they're always fun.
Oh, it's always a joy to be around children.
We've got 2 minutes left, Bishop. I mean, we're in Bimini. Let me say, anytime you need somebody to come in Bimini on this backdrop, you please invite me. I volunteer myself.
I wish Dr. Cherry could come and say hello or something. I hope they could find her wherever she is. I know she's hosting tonight.
Right.
But I hope they could find her. But Levan, again, this segment here was your idea again. And we know that you've now taken over the show from the late senator, and we pray that his soul continues to find peace. But Rodney Bonka is a name that long be remembered by Bahamians. But we don't sell you short. We don't sell you short, and I know that you will take this to the next level. And who knows? By the time we get around to next year at this time, we may be doing 2 days here because the circle of excellence would have grown to that place, but two, your level of popularity with just 1 day just wouldn't be able to do it. Because
I received that as a prophetic utterance. I want you to know I'm holding on to that.
Are y'all finding cheering? Are y'all finding
I'm holding on to that as a prophetic utterance.
Yeah.
But Bishop, it's always fun to be in Bimini. It's always fun to see you on the ground in Bimini and what that represents to the people of Bimini. Yeah. And just the warmth and the reception at Resorts World, it is unbelievable.
Yes,
you know, to come and.
Place.
So I'm always very excited to be here with you, here in Bimini. I think we have a minute left. We have a minute left, and here comes Dr. Cherry Ferguson.
I want to introduce Dr. Cherry Ferguson, who is the co-coordinator of this event, along with Levin. They have done an incredible job these last 4 years, and I thank them very much. Cherry, say hello real quickly. Yes, amen. And she's holding the results for the speech contest. The speech contest, not the speech contest, the essay competition. But Yvonne, thank God for you.
All right, so that's it for Freedom March. Thank you so much for joining us all the way from Bimini, right here in Foggy Bay. We'll see you